Hi there folks, I've decided to make a video in response to my friend Monica's request that I show our tiny chapel. Now we moved into this apartment about a year ago, and what drew us to this apartment was the fact that there is a dormer that faced due east, and it wouldn't make a very operable office or anything. I guess you could. But what our thought was immediately that it would be a chapel because it was sited just perfectly. So as you can see now, this is my chair and our living room. But as you turn the corner here, you will see our chapel. Let me back up a little bit, show you what it looks like completely. Now it is 6.5 feet wide and 7.5 feet long. So it fits the two of us just perfectly, standing side by side. And as you enter the chapel, I have our bookcase, which is mostly spiritual readings. And this year we've decided to have a jar where we write good things that happened. And so far in August, we're 2/3 of the way full, so that's a good thing. And here is our certificate of marriage. We don't have our baptismal certificates. For some reason, our priest had our marriage certificate printed first and signed by our sponsors, and then our baptismal certificate just hasn't been given to us yet. And of course the classic, the Bible and the Holy Fathers. And as you can see, we have the Philokalia, Thessalonian, Lenten Triodian, and the prologue, Everyday Saints. Just your standard things. Of course, St. Herman's St. Herman's calendar. And so here is the chapel. Now the shelf and the cross are from Christian Decor, which I will share the link in the box below. But that's a solid oak shelf, so if you don't have means to put anchor screws in your walls, if you don't want to tear up your walls that way, I don't recommend doing that. But we knew we'd be here at least 2 years, so we knew that we could make that commitment. And so here are our saints. Here's St. Herman and St. Anna, and that's Mother Maria Skoptsova or Mother Maria of Paris. And I make my own icon cards. I print them off on cardstock and then run them through a laminator. And this little lady here is a Russian ornament, and I have about half dozen of them. Jeff says that this one reminds him of me, so she lives up here on the shelf. And then my shadow is going to be in the way. But St. Anna of Kashin, actually that icon came from the Holy Land. And then the Guardian Angel icon card actually was my mother's. She carried it with her along with St. Michael the Archangel in her purse. So may it be counted to her as righteousness. And icon of Theotokos, softener of evil hearts. And more St. Herman. Jeff received these as his gifts for baptism. We couldn't decide between the two of them, so we got two. And St. Seraphim. And of course a incense stick burner. We alternate between sticks and actual incense. Just whatever seems most convenient at that time. And of course the icon shelf provides a handy place to put one's prayer ropes. And down here is the accoutrements for everything. So we've got incense burners, candle holders if I don't have the icon lamp working. And that little squeeze bottle is just the most convenient thing for refilling the vigil lamp. It's like a condiment bottle, we'll put ketchup and mustard in, but I put oil in it, and if you keep the lid on screwed on tightly, it won't leak. So I just squirt in some oil in the morning and trim the wick and ready to go. And those incense sticks are from the Middle East as well. They're from the Holy Land. And you can see more of my little Russian ornaments. That glass bottle is dirt from under the chapel of St. Herman on Spruce Island, given to us by a friend for when Jeff was baptized. Okay, I'm going to get down on my knees so you can see everything else. And here's our Bible. And these are our travel icons, and also more icon cards of various saints that I pull out and rotate. Couple prayer books, our holy water. There's holy water from the year before and for this year. We actually don't use it as often as we should. We just haven't been that ill. And I suppose there are other ways to use it, but we just haven't gotten in that habit. And of course over here is the scarf basket. That's always required. And then these boxes under here have, this one has candles. This one is our incense collection. Some of it's from the Holy Land, some of it's just samplers that we've gotten from online places. Okay, over in this corner, that is how I make wicks, is I've cut up a commercial cotton mop head, and I think it's 8-ply. Yes, it says 8-ply on the label. So I just cut off one of those strings and then break it up, and one of those strings is enough to keep my lamp going. Only downside is that it makes a lot of carbon tips, so I have to trim the wicking more often than if standard candle wicking, which you can see that little tangled mess there on the floor is standard candle wicking. Holy trash to be burned. This is actually, those are candles, I think, from our wedding, and then candle stubs from Pascha that our priest's wife gave us so we could have something when the power goes out. She was kind enough to send us that. So, let me stand up again carefully. We also have this nice music stand. Not cheap, I think it was $45, $50, but really sturdy, holds up our Orlogian and other prayer books. So right now I've got, this is, got the glare. This is an intercession I think I got off of our Facebook group, but it has 33 intercessions there for praying through your prayer rope. And I am in the process of memorizing Psalm 50. I'm like 95% there. I just occasionally have to glance at it to make sure I'm saying everything correctly. And so that is all of our prayer, our tiny chapel. It's been a major blessing to us. We were elated to get this apartment just because it has this space that we can use and that we can come in here, and it is an entire little room that is dedicated to prayer. And we hope to get some more icons. It looks a little sparse there because the walls are kind of long, but they since it's angled like that, it's in a dormer, it's kind of, I guess the icons we would get, oops, focus. The icons we would get would have to be it would be almost at shoulder level for me. So, but we will get more icons eventually. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the tour of our tiny chapel. May you be blessed. If you have questions about all the little doodads I've got there. Oh, let me show you one last thing. When you're keeping a vigil lamp, it's good to have these little tweezers. Whoops. I forgot if these are surgical tweezers or what. I just found them in my parents' house and decided to use them. They're also handy for threading a serger or sewing machine. But yeah, you need tweezers of some kind. And then these are like little, I don't know, I guess you use these for like personal grooming type scissors, and those work really well for trimming the wicks. Anyhow, that's all that I can think of. Again, if you have questions, just let me know. And this is how we have our chapel set up. God bless you.